All right, and our match is getting underway here. The finals of the DWC Organizational. It's been a fun day. Thank you all for joining us. It's been a ton of fun to cast it. This opening hand, I'm not too sure about it. We don't have any acceleration. We have a disdainful stroke, but you're on the play. I'm not sure this is what you want.
I don't think. Man, this is tough. I think you ship it, but it's tough. It's really tough.
On the play, I really think you want to find that turn 1 acceleration or even a Paradise Druid on turn 2, so you can really ramp out your heavy hitting plays when you have the advantage of being on the play. Because if Benson keeps this hand and then it goes back to Dylan and he starts with a turn 1 goose, you're already on the back foot and things aren't looking good.
Yeah, and then you end up priced into just keeping stroke up. But the thing is, if it's just a goose and not Oko, it's a 4-drop, you don't get punished.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds also bad.
I think I'm a lot more inclined to keep this one, though.
Yeah, I would keep it. The Rooster also mulled.
Both players on 6 for this one. Looks like Benson's going to keep this, ship a land back.
Yeah, I don't mind this at all. I think you just lead with the scry and you're not casting Once Upon a Time anyway, so you just lead with the scry. I don't know if he's alt-tabbing constantly or what. This flicker. Yeah, I'd probably just lead with the scry.
Does that look like the Rooster went to 5 there? Ooh. So another hand go back. So, I mean, this hand not the worst, facing down a 5-card hand from your opponent here. You have a turn 1 scry, you have the Once Upon a Time to cast on your second turn. Yeah, that's 5 cards. All right, let's see what we can find. A couple lands with this Once Upon a Time, so not really what you wanted to find there. Really, we're looking for something like a Gilded Goose or a Paradise Druid. And now we're stuck with just 4 lands and a Wicked Wolf in hand. Let's see what the Rooster has for us on his turn 1. Just a Forest and shipping it back to Benson.
I mean, they both have pretty ugly hands here.
Yeah. Rooster still has the opportunity to have a turn 2 Paradise Druid.
If it's a turn 2 Dork, this is perfect. This is exactly what you need. So, I mean, it's a long time before this is going to matter. I mean, the problem is we mull, or the Rooster mulled, and I think that their 4-drop is almost certainly getting tagged here.
Well, this is actually lining up really well from Benson's side of the table, because if he gets to tag a 4-drop, that means the Paradise Druid is tapped, so it no longer has hexproof, and you're able to pick it off with the Wicked Wolf.
I mean, it lines up until that happens.
I mean, this still not terrible, though. You still get to pick off the mana accelerant, and notably, there was no 3rd land there from the Rooster on the turn 3, so we're really cutting off the mana here. And now we have the Wicked Wolf facing down the Oko on the other side of the board.
Yeah, this is a problem. Yeah, for Rooster for sure.
And now Benson has the 5th land lined up to get a Nissa who shakes the world on time on turn 5 and start pressuring the Rooster. I'm not too sure if he misses another land drop here, if he's going to be able to claw his way back into this one.
Yeah, this is just a game of mulling into oblivion and then doing nothing, I feel. It's going to be tough.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be really tough. I mean, in the tank here, probably thinking about whether it's better to just concede or not.
Well, I mean, you could ship that food across the table and take the Wicked Wolf for yourself, which is not the worst play in the world.
Yeah, actually, I mean, you probably have to.
Yeah.
I don't really know what else. The problem is then you got to chump a land that Nissa makes a 3/3.
Yeah, if you want to keep that Oko in play, you're definitely throwing it away. But I still don't think that's a terrible trade-off for you.
Yeah. I mean, this game's over. The problem is this Krasis, right?
Yeah,
you're stuck on 2 lands.
Yeah, the Krasis on the following turn is going to seal the deal here.
Yeah, it's just too much. You just mull into, mull to death. Like that. I mean, that happens. Hopefully, it's not so bad and get in your head and you can play game 2 and actually play a game of Magic. But yeah, no, I mean, I think this matchup's just tough anyway for the way the Roosters deck is constructed, because I think the 4 of Disdainful Stroke main is just so incredibly hateful in the mirror.
Yeah.
I mean, you're just actually playing full-blown counterspell.
He does find a land off the top, but unfortunately it's a tap land, so we're not going to be able to deploy any 3-mana plays on this turn.
Yeah.
And we're coming in at this Nissa. Going to take off 3 loyalty, bump it down to 3. But
that's a start, and also topped, which is definitely interesting.
Oof. Castle Garenbrig is going to be a little bit of a mana boost that make that crisis even bigger now.
Yeah, oh yeah. This thing's going to be huge. I can't believe I'm watching Castle Garenbrig be useful. This is wild. Yeah, no, this is too much, man. Holy. Just
that's a crisis for 11. We're drawing 5 cards and full new grip of 7 cards.
Yeah.
And that's gonna
that's
gonna get the concession out of the Rooster.
Yeah, I really respect that, not making them do it to him. You're toast. You don't have removal spells in your deck for an 11/11 crisis. You don't have answers for it. So don't, you're dead.
Yeah.
And I respect the early concession there. There's no outs.
All right. So what are we looking at out of the sideboard here?
I don't think you need much. I think you're pretty well situated actually to start. I don't like bringing in Veil of Summer at all, or cutting Disdainful Strokes, or bringing in Mystical Disputes. What are you bringing in Mystical Disputes for?
Oh, you're trying to tag an early Oko, but I mean, outside of that, I don't really like disputing a crisis, especially if it's a big one. The cards are drawn already.
Yeah, isn't Stroke better than almost every? I don't know.
Yeah, I think I would have liked to keep the Strokes in. Even Aether Gust, I feel, over the Disputes would have been fine as well.
Yeah, I think so. But, yeah, I mean, we'll see. I still think that his 75 is better positioned for the mirror.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, well, we'll see if Rooster can actually get a functional hand going for this game, too.
We actually get a match of Magic in the finals.
Yeah.
To be fair, a lot of our matches, though, have actually played out relatively well. So,
yeah, it's been a really good day of Magic. A lot of interesting games. Got to see some sweet turns. This opening 7, though, that one's going back.
Yeah, this one's got to go. Unplayable. Is he considering it? Imagine he just keeps it.
That would be...
well, it has 2 Questing Beasts and 2 Oko.
That would be a throw if I've ever seen a throw.
Yeah. What if he just curves?
Imagine. Just grabs Goose off the top into Breeding Pool into Oko, and then Oko into Questing Beast.
But I gotta say, Benson's APM though through the roof.
Yeah.
Once he decides on a line, insta clicks.
This hand looking a little bit better. We still don't have an early play, but we have a Gust to protect ourselves should we need to. Found that 3rd land, so the Oko will be coming down on turn 3.
Yeah. Oh, no 2-mana Accelerate for the Rooster.
No, 2 tap lands a little bit awkward here, which is going to line up pretty well for Benson because he'll be able to Gust a turn 3 Oko from the other side of the table and then follow up on an empty board with his own.
Yeah. And then double Wicked Wolf if there's anything small that gets deployed. It's going to be tough. This is a good and powerful hand from Benson, so it'll be interesting to see how this plays out.
Yeah.
In our all-food finals. Just a buffet finals.
And a Breeding Pool off the top means that Wicked Wolf is coming down on turn 4.
Yeah, top of the deck definitely cooperating for Benson.
Let's see what the Rooster has from us. Untap Forest into an Oko, and this is exactly the line I alluded to last turn. We're going to Gust away this Oko and have our own onto an empty board, and then...
Yeah, and then I have a guess on what might happen, actually, because obviously we can only see Benson's hand. But the big problem, the concern is if the Rooster taps out and plays a Questing Beast, it just gets Wicked Wolfed because of this Oko coming down.
Mm-hmm.
And then from there, you just are on the everything you've played has just been answered, and they're left with a Questing Beast and an Oko. A Wicked Wolf and an Oko. That's rough. Oh, geez, just the Temple of Mystery draw.
That's tough. 3rd tapped land, shipping a card to the bottom, but now this Wicked Wolf is going to eat this Pixie right off the board, and then we're going to be...
I don't know about paying 2 life there. Am I missing something?
I mean, yeah, I could have played the Forest, but...
Yeah. I guess maybe we just want to get it out of the way now, but
yeah.
I don't know if you need it, but... I mean, you just start smashing now. I think you make the food a 3/3. I mean, I don't know what he's going to do for sure, but you have a lot of options.
Deciding to make the food, I don't hate this. If
Yeah,
there's
in
a
case
questing
there's
beast
another-
coming across the board, you have a Wicked Wolf to check that and take it off.
Yeah,
So-
and I mean, just shuts off questing beast. Yeah, actually, I don't mind that. That's good. Yeah, I'm curious what's on the other side here. There has to be something powerful here from the Rooster, or they're in big trouble, because this Oko is going to be hard to kill now for the remainder of the game.
Yeah, notably, if we do see a Nissa on the other side of the table, this other Wicked Wolf in hand will be able to clean up the land, and the Wolf in play will be able to come in with a food to take out the Nissa. So, there it is.
Yeah.
So this is tough now. This land can't even attack into this Wicked Wolf, and now we're going to see... I think we're going to see the play I alluded to. This Wicked Wolf's going to come down, eat this land, and then we're going to turn the other food into an elk and take down this Nissa with the wolf already in play.
Yeah, if Benson sees this line, this also works. This is a huge problem.
Yeah, no, I guess, yeah, notably the land has haste already, so you can attack with it.
Yep.
Unless your opponent taps it.
Yeah, I mean, he's just going to tap it.
Yeah.
I think your line might have been better because it gets the Nis off the board.
Mm-hmm.
This line doesn't get the Nis off the board. I think that might be an issue.
Yeah, maybe a bit of a misstep here from Benson's side.
Yeah, he just did it so fast.
Yeah.
You know? That actually might end up costing him the game, because if there's a Hydroid Crisis here...
Yeah. I mean, well, we have a dispute.
Yeah,
so.
but he still draws 3, right?
Mm-hmm.
More, actually. A bit more. He draws 4? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it could be
I think
more
I
than
really
that.
would have
even.
valued getting that Nis off the board this turn, and you would have set your opponent back a land by taking out that Temple of Mystery.
Yeah.
With the Wicked Wolf in your hand.
Yeah, definitely might cost them here, actually, because I think if he just cleanly kills the Nissa, this game's locked.
Mm-hmm.
This game's over.
Yeah, you have a 4/4 wolf, a 3/3 wolf, and a 3/3 elk in play, facing down your opponent's 4 lands.
Yeah, nothing.
That's it.
4 lands.
Yeah.
And now we left them with a food, 4 lands, and a Nissa. So they're up, up resources from what it should have been.
Yep.
And now you're priced into just awkward attacks too,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
What are you doing now, right? Yeah, I mean, really, the way back in for the Rooster here is it has to involve a big Hydroid Crisis on this next turn into probably another big Hydroid Crisis. Otherwise, I think it's tough, because the first one needs to draw you cards and get Mystical Disputed, and then the second one needs to resolve.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, though, I still think you're probably a little too behind on this one, and it might be too hard to come back. So much of Standard right now feels like it's so tempo-oriented, because there's no real Wrath decks.
No.
Like that sweep everything up, because of cards like Oko and Nissa and all this make it so hard.
I guess you would call the Bankolos decks, Wrath decks.
Yeah.
They have trended down on their Wraths recently, kind of to fight each other. Get to dispute this wolf here. Not too bad. See if...
Punished for not untapping a land with Nissa first when you float mana.
Yeah.
Absolute max punish for not floating.
Missteps here on
tapping.
both sides of the table.
Yeah. Absolutely punished. Oh man, that's gotta feel so bad.
You do get to clean up this Oko here with the land.
Yeah, and you can keep your Nissa alive if you want. I don't know what's in the Rooster's hand, if they have another land or what's going on. So I guess you wouldn't want to pay the mana there anyway.
Yeah.
Because
So now we still get to clean up this land. We get to clean up the Nissa.
Wow. I think he has Stroke.
There it is.
Yeah. So he didn't play anything else, and he missed the land drop, so it has to just be Stroke.
So now we ship in with both these creatures, force a chump block on Wicked Wolf if we want to keep the Nissa around.
Yeah, I think you only chump. You only chump if you have a Hydroid Crisis in hand. and if you absolutely need to draw one. Otherwise, I think you just let it go. Can you really?
Benson considering not attacking with the Temple of Mystery just in case that forest jumps in front of the temple, then we won't be able to hold up a Disdainful Stroke.
Yeah.
But he gets to clean up the Nissa who shakes the world here. And
this Disdainful Stroke's going to be really, really, really good. Because the play here from the Rooster, just he can only make one big play, right? Mm-hmm. And it's just going to get shut down no matter what he does. And then he has this Oko follow-up, and then he can just continue to hold up Disdainful Stroke. This game's going to be really, really, really tough for the Rooster to win.
Oh, there he is, Oko Thief of Crowns, coming down. You know, look, we've talked about this earlier in the cast, the combination of Wicked Wolf and Oko, just consistent food production every single turn. That is two incredibly
just in the kitchen
hard permanents to deal with.
Yeah, they're just so hard to deal with. Just a ton of loyalty, indestructible, you know, just create a lot of value. And then you start getting things like Goose in there where it's just a mana sink that's also doing it. You know, Benson, because it can make an extra food that you then turn into a 3/3 every turn. So you have the food factory, you know, and Benson's basically got the food factory online of certain key pieces. He has mostly enough land drops. He's just ahead on every single resource. I think it's tough. I don't know exactly what it would take for the Rooster to get back into this game. I think the key critical turn was when he had the Nissa alive. It needed to be Krasis. He needed to chain Krasises together. Krasises, etc., whatever.
Yeah.
He needed to chain them together. I think now you're at this point where you can't really play anything anymore. I mean, you know, this was before Benson drew the Disdainful Stroke. Now that he has the Disdainful Stroke, what impactful spell can you really hope to play, again, besides Krasis? But, yeah, see, we're just getting shut down. I think we just get run over now, too.
Yeah, we're in a tough spot now. This 3/3 is going to come into the Oko, but, I mean, it's not... We have a Goose to chump it, and there's a lot of loyalty on this Oko here. Yeah. And now even you could ship that food across the table, take that forest.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't have the time.
Mana.
Yeah, exactly. He doesn't have the time to spend mana to eat food. You know, it's just not an option he has.
Yeah.
So you're just gonna end up taking so much here. Wow, that's respectful. Not sending in the Wicked Wolf.
That's a really interesting choice.
I'm shocked by that, especially with food backup.
Yeah, you're playing around, I guess, another questing beast, but are you that afraid of a questing beast? I feel like you have things set up pretty well already.
I mean, I think that was such a big mistake. Now you get to make a 3/3 food here.
Notably, this line, though, does mean he gets to protect his Oko.
Yeah, but the problem is that unless he draws... This is a game where the Rooster can actually come back. This could be wild. We might be in for a... Depending on the draws here, we might be in for a wild ride. Although I think to win this right now, Benson needs to go all in on these 3/3 Elks. Actually, yeah. And just ignore Oko and go for the kill. Mm-hmm. I think he can kill him here, actually. In time before... You know, the Rooster just choked on too many resources. Yeah. He's going to be forced into chump blocks here. Yeah, just two behind. It's so close. This game was so close to being hotly contested, but
yeah, notably you have to block with both your creatures or you're just dead.
Yeah.
Unless you just throw away something under the Wicked Wolf and then you can go to one.
Yeah.
But this is lethal, right? Unless... Yeah.
Yeah, I think he just checked out. Well, Benson wins it.
That's it.
Yeah, congratulations. Redemption after losing in the finals. Congratulations. Just ahead on resources. His tempo worked out perfectly in the timing for how his cards interacted. So, yeah, absolutely, wonderful run from Benson. So, congratulations. Winner of the second DWC Organizational. A free tournament we hosted. First place was a box of boosters for Throne of Eldraine. So congratulations.
Congrats to everyone who top 8'd the event.
Yeah, prizes. There's prizes to everyone in the top 8. So.
All right, and we've got Benson here for a winner's interview. Benson, congrats on your win.
Hey, thank you so much.
Back-to-back finals appearance in the DWC Organizational, and you won up your last performance with the second place last time, taking the whole thing down.
Yeah, thoughts on your deck? How'd you like it?
Overall, I think that one of the biggest things that drew me to this deck was actually just the 4-ofs across the board. I thought it was super clean. That means I'll be getting exactly what I wanted. And the main deck, Disdainful Stroke, was as good as I hoped it would be most of the games.
Yeah, it looked great. Yeah, it looked really good. I noticed, yeah, exactly. Your deck played out pretty consistently across all the games you played. It felt like you beat Mono Red both times we had it on stream versus you, and you beat it basically the same way every single time.
Yeah, so what brought you to Simic Food for this tournament? Because I know you were waffling between a bunch of different choices before the event.
Yes. What I really wanted to play was I was trying to register a deck probably 1 or 2 hours before the midnight deadline. Also, obviously a Golos deck and the blue-green food. And I just thought that I just want something very consistent mid-range that I could hopefully have game against every single deck in the format. Because I feel like people are going to be prepared for Golos, whether it be aggressive strategy, sacrifice strategy, or something else. Just get run over before I can get my game plan online.
Yeah.
And I play Arboreal Razors to stop that.
Mm-hmm. Makes a lot of sense. I mean, the Simic Food deck putting up a fantastic performance, not only here, but also at the Mythic Championship this weekend.
Yeah, they did very well there. That was basically, that was what made me decide on the food deck, which is seeing it do really well. And the 4-ofs across the board was really appealing.
Yeah, no, it looked great, man. Yeah, it looked like it performed really well. Busted cards are busted. What do you want?
Just throw all the good cards in there.
Yeah. Well, congrats again, man. Thanks so much for playing and coming on.
So much.
You won because you didn't have to help me run it this time. You could focus all your mental energy.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, I'll talk to you soon. We'll set up the prize and everything.
All right.
Thanks,
Thanks for
Benson.
hosting the event.
Yeah.
Thanks, man. All right, and that was our champion, Benson, taking down the second DWC Organizational with Simic Food.
Yeah, man, that deck. Cooking up something in the kitchen. Also, I love it. We have it on the screen. The blue green eggs and ham. Yeah, great deck name. Yeah, super fun to cast this tournament. I also thought that the Simic Food mirrors were quite interesting to cast. Yeah. There were a lot of decisions, tons of sort of lines that were available to people, whereas sometimes a Golos mirror can feel a bit meaningless on your decisions. Whereas
they're just kind of playing off the top in those matches, looking to draw your big haymakers when your opponent doesn't. And
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Whereas these matchups felt like tons of decisions mattered.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. I mean, there were so many decision points that even we weren't unsure about when we would have done something else, but Benson deciding to go a different way. Sometimes it worked out for him, sometimes it didn't, but
it was a wild tournament as far as that goes. Yeah, super interesting timing decisions on a lot of interactions. So yeah, really cool tournament. I had a ton of fun casting it. So thanks for everyone for tuning in.
Yeah, thank you all for joining us. Be on the lookout for future streams from us. We're going to be hitting the stream schedule a lot harder, I think, going forward. Streaming some Arena, and be on the lookout for the DWC Organizational 3. I think this is something we're going to look to do with each new set release. It was a ton of fun. Thank you for tuning in, and if you want to check out the podcast, be sure to check us out. Podbean, we're on Spotify, every podcast app, iTunes, DWC Podcast. If you want to support the show, we're on Patreon, patreon.com/DWC Podcast. You can also find us over on our Twitter page at DWC Podcast, one word, Facebook, the Disorganized Wizards Club Podcast. Thank you all for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.